And we are live. What's up, everybody? What's up, Facebook? All right, I'm super excited for today's episode. This is episode 2 of the 6 Digit Club podcast. This is all about microblading career, inspiration, strategies to grow your business, and mindset. Creative ideas. We're going to help you grow your business. We're going to have fun along the way. So today, the reason why I'm excited is because we have a couple of special guests. In the other screen, you've got Jeremy, you've got Mariane. Guys, would you wave to everybody?
Excited to be here.
All right, so a quick summary. Mariane is taking our Febrows microblading course. She's at the end of the process. She's very talented. She's got an incredibly supportive husband. The two are like a rock star team, and I'm very excited to work with them today. What we're going to do is we're going to work on their business plan, and we're going to help them design a plan to get to their first 10,000 in revenue. Now, they're already doing a lot of the right things. She already is building her website, which we actually just finished for you this week, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. So we're going to share that with you guys. We're going to show you everything. She's building out the various pieces of her social media that she needs. You recently dug into the 10K program, which you got this week. And so we're going to talk about that. And that's what this subject is about today. So for those of you just watching, just catching up, the 6 Digit Club podcast is all about microblading, career, inspiration, strategies, and mindset. So without further ado, are you guys ready to get started?
We are.
All right, awesome. Could you guys actually, if you don't mind, just come a little bit closer to the camera so we could hear you a little bit better? Because there's a bit of I want it to be really super duper sound quality for everybody. All right, so you got your pen and paper with you, yeah?
I do, yes.
Okay, great. So would you just give everybody like the 2-minute version real fast of kind of where you came from, what you were doing before microblading, what got you into microblading, and then bring us up to speed as far as like where you are right at this moment.
Okay, sure. I am a registered nurse. I was working for the VA for 9 years, and I just wasn't happy with the work that I was doing as a nurse. And while I was working at the VA, so many people were getting microbladed: doctors, nurses, pharmacy technicians, and everyone. There was this big craze going on about microblading, and one of the nurses came up to me, and I was complimenting her eyebrows. I was interested in it myself, and she told me that the lady that microbladed her was making $200,000 a year. And she said, Mariane, we're in the wrong business. So
right.
Planted this seed in my head. And when I finally decided to get microbladed, that's when I thought about doing it myself, being unhappy with the nursing field. So I said, you know what? I'm very artistic. I'm a professional. I'm a nurse. People trust nurses. And I just thought that I had the resources and the confidence to transition from one career to another. Mm-hmm. So that's my story.
So are you still a nurse?
I am, yes.
So you still work as a nurse?
Currently, no.
Okay, so how long ago did you stop working?
April of this year, right?
So let me understand this. You stopped working prior to getting certified, knowing that you were going to get certified and to prepare yourself to transition into the new career?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So just for everybody watching, not everybody does that. A lot of people actually try to blend, right? Because they might not even necessarily have a 2-income household or whatever the situation might be, and it might be a little bit tight. So they'll sort of figure out a way to do one over the other until they're secure enough with one. Okay. But that's not what you did. You decided that you're going for this.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Are you going to succeed?
I am.
I figured that.
No doubt in our minds whatsoever.
Yes, well, that's the first part. That's the most important. All right, so give us just a little bit of, so you have kids, right?
Yes, we have 4.
Okay, 4 kids. You got a full life.
Yeah. 2 for me and 2 for him.
Okay, and so Jeremy, to what extent are you involved in helping Mariane with this?
I'd like to believe I'm very involved. I mean, it takes 2 to tango, of course, and we're a total team together. But I totally believe in my wife in terms of, like she said, she's a nurse. She's in the medical field, a medical professional. People would trust her. She's very artistic, and she's passionate about this. And all I wanted to do is obviously support my wife and have her do something she's passionate about. At the same time, I'm also a medical professional. I'm a registered nurse anesthetist. I give anesthesia. And so we want to definitely, obviously start out microblading, and it's mainly, primarily Marianne, but eventually we want to grow the business into other, kind of like a med spa business.
Gotcha.
Like the microblading itself is the best way to get started, especially for Marianne.
He is basically like my manager, my accountability partner, my promoter. He's like my Glen. He is my Glen. Yeah, he's my Glen. And I would say we do 50-50. I do the microblading. I do the, I get the clients, I get the referrals, and he's behind the scenes. He manages my social media accounts, and he helps me to do the lead work, so I would say it's a 50-50 partnership that we have.
Okay. All right. Excellent. He's going to be very important in this because there's a lot that needs to be done to be successful in building your microblading business. By the way, for those of you who are actually registered, I see there's a lot of you on here. You can text in the chat if you have any questions as we go through this, as we start to go through their business plan. If something comes up for you and you're kind of in a similar situation, but you have a different slant on it or whatever, put your questions here. I'm going to keep it open and we're going to hit those questions as we go. All right. So Marianne, tell me a little bit about what you've done up to this point to prepare to move into your new career.
Okay. So the first thing that we did was we got the business name, which is Deterra Beauty. And so that's the first thing that we did. We hired someone to put the pictures together for us. Second thing that we did was we took a course with Claire in Boca Raton.
Okay.
After that, alongside studying through Craftmaster, we just started building my studio. So even though we didn't have any clientele, we didn't even have any business cards, we knew that we're going to do this. So we're just going to start by getting a studio, renting. It's a building with different studios in it.
It's a salon suite, right?
Exactly.
This room that we're looking at, hang on for just a moment. So this room that we're looking at, this is your space. There's no other space. This is it.
That's it, yes.
Okay, got it. How much is it?
It is around, I would say $1,200, $1,300 a month. It goes by a weekly rate, but altogether it comes to about $1,300 or $1,250.
Okay. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Say it again.
Oh, about $1,250 per month.
Wow, $1,250 per month. That sounds expensive for a salon suite.
Yes. Well,
is it in a great part of town or something?
Yes. Supposedly, Wesley Chapel is one of the fastest growing cities in the country.
Okay.
There's a lot of professionals that live in this area, so I think that's why they feel like they can charge that. Plus, we believed in ourselves that we really believe that we're going to start, that Marianne is that talented. And, with the right marketing with you, with Fee Academy, and a wonderful website, word of mouth, all kinds of different things.
Okay. So what's your plan up to this point? Without us talking, how would you grow your business?
Right now, we're just working on marketing. Marketing is our #1 priority right now, along with getting clients and referrals. But basically, our strategy right now is the marketing to get the clientele. Give
me the strategies that you're going to put in place.
Sure. Right now, what we will put in place is we're going to hire you guys with the marketing tools that you offer to the students, where you get us to the top Google search results. So that's one strategy. Right now, we're basically working through word of mouth, business cards, meeting whoever you meet out on the street, getting the referrals. We're having kind of a hard time getting our Google listing right now. So that's why the word of mouth is so important. And eventually when we get the Google listing, then we will, look into more advanced ways of marketing through the internet.
Now, I had mentioned to you on the phone that I highly recommend that you do not do search engine optimization. Don't even waste your time with that. That's a complete waste of time. If you want to get started quickly, because first of all, think of it this way. Your intention is to drive traffic to this beautiful website that we just built for you. And let's just share with everybody so they see what it looks like, okay? So here is your website. And the whole purpose here is we need you to present yourself to the market as a professional, obviously. And the fact that you're a registered nurse obviously is credibility that we want to highlight and emphasize, and you're fully aware of that. So you're going to do that. I think, yeah. So you're presenting yourself as a professional with this website. You've got a beautiful picture. The website looks great. The question is, and let me just slide down here so everybody can see it. It kind of leads them through selecting an artist, before and after pictures, which you're going to have to accumulate as quickly as you can, which is a big part of what I want to have this conversation about. And then here's a little bit of about you and how to book an appointment very quickly. And so what did you select for this for? Let me just see what happens here. Oh, so you set this up to send an email?
Yes.
Okay. So some people set that button up to call you. Some people set it up as an email, and some set it up as an online booking engine. I think probably the majority set it up as an online booking engine or as a phone call, not necessarily an email. And I'd actually suggest to you that you change that to one of those two. An online booking engine is actually really simple. Our team can do it for you. It's not very complicated, but what'll happen is when they click that button, most people are going to be visiting your website on their phone, right? Probably 4 out of 5 people are going to be visiting your website on their phone. And so if you make it so that it makes a phone call, it's very easy. They can literally get you on the phone and schedule an appointment right there. But if you're not at the point yet where you have an assistant or a receptionist and someone to answer the phone for you at all times, then you could be missing opportunities. Because if somebody leaves you a voicemail, they're hot at that 1 minute. But if you don't get back to them very quickly, or they don't get you on the phone right at that moment, they kind of cool down and they might change their mind, or they might look for someone else that'll give them what they're looking for right at that moment. You know how you're looking for like a local provider for any particular service? You'll call one, and then if you don't get the answer, you'll call, or if you even leave a voicemail, you're not even gonna wait. You're gonna call the next one, you know? It's a little bit different here because it's an art, but in your case, what I would suggest is the online booking engine. The online booking engine is going to be really simple because they can actually schedule their appointment with you right there on the spot. Now, in the beginning, I would not suggest that you add a transaction to it. Let them schedule an appointment, and I would suggest that you offer, like on the booking engine, you can suggest to people that you're going to drive traffic to the website to, suggest to them that your normal price, and by the way, what's your price going to be when you come out?
550.
550. 550. Okay, so 550. At the very beginning, you need to get as busy as possible, as quickly as possible. That's the key. And it'll have this snowball effect. And so we want to leverage the resources that you've already set up for yourself. So one is, for example, the website. You've got the Facebook set up. You've got Instagram set up. Let everybody just see this. But we have to figure out, how can we leverage your online resources that you're creating for yourself here and your offline efforts to drive traffic to your website to get as busy as possible, as quickly as possible. And then from all those customers that you get, you need to develop content for your online presence on your Google profile, your Google listing, on your Instagram, and on your Facebook. So here's the things that you're going to need. You're going to need reviews as quickly as possible. You're going to need before and after pictures, as many as you can. And then I would say third on that list, which is probably equally as important, but the first two are absolutely critical. You can't do without them. But the third one would be testimonials. And testimonials, are you comfortable? Are you guys comfortable on camera or no? You look pretty comfortable. You're obviously very photogenic. So what you can do is take it, again, that's a resource that you have. You know, if you're attractive and you put yourself together well, and you know how to make like a nice thing around you and take good pic, like those are all strengths, you know? So when you're assessing, so take advantage of that. You have a beautiful place. So what I'd suggest to you is when you take your testimonials, here's how you do it. Let me tell you one thing and then the other. The first thing is, you want as many testimonials as you possibly can get, but not only testimonials, you ideally want people to, you know, when you go to a particular place, you can, there's a button that you can press on Facebook that says where you are. I forgot what you call that. What do you call that?
Your location.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, you can let everybody, like all your friends know like where you are.
When you check in.
Check in. Thank you. That's it. Check in. All right. So make sure that you try to get them to, like, as part of your regular process that you'll take people through when they come in, try to get them to check in. That's one thing. Then once they're there, at the moment that they're done and they're like beaming with happiness and they're looking in the mirror and they're like, oh my God, I'm so excited, Mariane, thank you so much. And they're super excited. That's the moment, the very moment where you need to ask them, would they mind, you have to ask them to see if they'll do the testimonial right there, but also if they'll share on their page, if they'll do either some sort of a post or a review, and would they share it right there publicly on their Facebook profile or on their Instagram, okay? Because that's gonna get you exposure to all their friends and family. And if they could tag you on it, okay? Because what's gonna happen is their friends and family are gonna be like, where did you get your brows done? Oh, I got da. And before they know it, one conversation and they're on Facebook and they see and there you go. That's one way that they're gonna find you. Now, when they find you on Facebook, they're gonna see here's someone who's a professional. Again, it all has to come down to you presenting yourself as a professional. Right now, we're talking about how to drive the traffic to you. And I'm just giving you one simple way. But once the traffic gets to you, once you make contact with them, no matter if it's you handing someone a business card or a brochure when you actually go to a salon, or if you go to like a suntan, you know, like a tanning place, or anywhere that you go to where you're going to make a deal with somebody to try to get them to tell people about you, you have to make sure that you're driving the traffic to your website. And the Facebook is a channel that drives the traffic to your website. Instagram is a channel that drives it to your website. And so you're going to try to get them there. And once they get there, they're seeing that you're very, very professional, which it confirms what they might have as an impression about you. Because their impression is they see their friend, they see the brows that they got, or the person that they saw at the tanning salon who's the manager there that you gave a special deal to. They don't know what kind of a deal you gave them. You might have even literally done it for free, but they see it, and that person is an advocate for you now at this point. And they see it, and they see it's a job well done. Now they're curious about you, and they're curious about getting it done for themselves, but they don't know if they can trust you. They don't know who you are. They don't know if you use disposable tools. They don't know anything about you. So at every single step of the way, we have to communicate to them that you're super professional. And so that's what we're talking about here. So we'll go more into driving the traffic, because that's going to be a key for you. But that's what you're trying to accomplish. Drive them all to the website, and the website is designed in such a way that it's going to help persuade them to schedule an appointment with you, or to at least get them on the phone with you. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Before we go any further into generating leads and driving traffic, do you have any questions about that?
No, not at this time.
Okay. So the next thing is we need to get people to your website, right? So the things that we talked about were you need to have reviews. So the reviews are going to make your Facebook look substantial. They're going to make your Google listing look substantial. So what I would suggest to you is make a schedule for yourself. Like maybe the first 20 people that you're going to do, set a schedule for yourself where like the first 5, you'll do it for X price of discount. The next 5, you'll do it at whatever price, and so on and so forth, and step yourself up to the full price. Now you can adjust that and you can modify it according to how busy you are, because after you do 20 people, you might be busy already. You might be booked out a week or 2 or 3, but you might not. You might not. And so you're going to have to kind of feel this thing out and read the play. And you might be booking out at 300 using a discount of $250, but that might not be satisfactory to you. So you might prefer to stay busy, leave the discount on, and extend past those 20 people and go to 30 people just to stay busy, because all the while, part of your compensation, don't forget this, part of your compensation is going to be the content that they're going to give you. The before and after pictures, the testimonials, the shares, the referrals, all those things, that content that you can put onto your social media, that's compensation, and you need to think of it that way. So for the first 6 months while you're going, I don't want you to be too concerned about how much profit you're making. Don't worry about that. Most businesses, like I'll tell you, this place where I'm located, like this whole thing around me was a lot of money out of pocket that we had to invest in order to build this. But in the microblading business, you actually don't have to spend that much money out of pocket. Okay, you have to spend a couple $1,000s to get certified. You got to spend a couple $1,000s to rent a place, to put a security deposit, to get, you know, the various licensing and stuff. But there's not that much expense. I don't know, did you spend over $10,000 yet?
I would say so, yes.
Was it over 15,000?
Close to it. I wouldn't say over.
What did you spend your money on?
Well, deposits on the studio, the class in Boca with Claire, equipment, the table, decor, business cards, marketing materials, and just also, you know, just like my clothing. Whenever I go out, I'm always in a blazer, you know, looking like a businesswoman. I have a business bag. It's, you know, I buy high-end, you know, clothes. And
Got it. That's perfect. That's what I needed to know. Okay, so every aspect of what you're doing is perfect. Yeah, I'm super pleased about that. And you guys are looking at this as a business. And so a lot of people are apprehensive to invest more than the cost of the course. They're like, oh, I spent my $3,500 on the course, and like, you know, there wasn't any anticipation of additional expenses or, you know, or not much more. But the thing is, don't stop there. Like, to spend $15,000 to build a career that can make you $100,000 a year or more on an ongoing, like, why wouldn't you do that? That's a great, you know. So anyway, so you're doing it and you're doing all the right thing. Jeremy, you have a question?
No, I was just saying that's totally how we looked at it. It was a business investment. We knew that we wouldn't make a profit. In our minds, we were like, we're not even looking to make a profit for the first 6 months. We listened to your advice on that for sure. Maybe a little more. We just wanted to set ourselves up the best way we could. And there was other things we did, like local listing ninja that got us out, you know, just all the different areas. The one area is the biggest one we haven't got back yet is Google. But so there was different things like that we invested in. And we look at, honestly, at the Academy's marketing as an investment as well, that we know will be a really good investment. You know, I can see where it'd be intimidating for a lot of people, but to us, we look at it as it's just planting seeds that will just grow 10, you know, 20, maybe even 100-fold at some point.
Yes, and I can see you guys are patient enough to plant the seeds and wait for the harvest. Not everybody is. So a lot of people are trying to pull the money out of the business as quickly as they can. They're trying to make money and revenue and profit to sustain themselves. And if you're going to go about it that way, it's trying to pull fruits off of a tree, and the tree is not mature enough yet. It doesn't have strong enough roots. All right, so with the 15 minutes or so that we have left, I want to get into driving traffic to you as quickly as possible, because that's where clearly we need to focus on, because you guys are already doing a great job of presenting yourselves professionally. The website came out phenomenal. I'm so excited about it. I think are you guys happy with it?
It was worth every penny. I think that is the best investment that any student can make, is your website. If you really don't have the money to invest elsewhere in marketing, I think, you know, buying the website from G Academy, it was worth every single penny. In fact, if I didn't have this website, I don't think that I would be getting the referrals or the clients that I have been getting. Few, not a lot, but I think just the website is so powerful. That's the best investment that I would suggest that someone makes.
And honestly, I used to help build websites for many years, so I know quality. And, you know, even bang for your buck, to me, it was totally worth what we paid to have this amazing, it's a very customer-friendly site. It looks professional. It's easy to look at and view and to get around. And honestly, in our area, I personally feel we have hands down the most professional site. So if anyone looks at us and looks at 2 or 3 other microbladers in the area, to me, just the website alone makes it stand out. And I would dare say would drive 99% of people looking to us, just because it's so professional. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. But now here's the thing: we got to drive traffic to the website. So Melina asked, "What do I do if I don't have money to invest?" So let me just tell you, in your case, you've got to take advantage of the free strategies of building your business, of which there are many. You guys recently bought the 10K program that we have. And did you have a chance to start digging into that yet?
Yes, I finished it. Yes.
And I
finished the whole thing? You listened to all those interviews?
Yeah.
And see, I haven't heard any of them, but I want to listen to them as well, actually, to tell you the truth. So.
You know what? Was there good stuff in there?
Absolutely, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Were there a lot of ideas that Marina, for example, could do that are totally free to grow her business?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Marina, that's the first thing that I would suggest, because it's like an $800 program that we made that you can buy right now for $197. It's not going to be offered at that price forever. So to me, that's probably the most bang for your buck that you could possibly get, because we have interviews with 5 6-digit club members who all of them have multiple 6-digit businesses. And none of them who are in that program were in the beauty industry when they got started. So they started from scratch and they hustled and figured out ways to grow their business. I asked them, how'd you do it? How'd you make your first 10,000? That's what the videos are about. That's the interviews, and you can get that. So that's the best thing that you can do, because there's lots of strategies that you can do that are free to grow your business. Now, let's talk about some of those free strategies right now, because that's what's going to drive traffic to your website. So with the 12 minutes or so that we have left, here's what you guys need to do now. We talked about that first group of people that you would offer the procedure to at a discount, right? When you offer them the procedure, I want you to have a conversation with them about the reason why you're offering the procedure at a discount and what you expect from them in exchange for the discount, okay? These two things. So the first is you have to have a good reason. So tell them that, hey, I'm opening a new location. I would make it about a new location. You may have heard Amanda Brewer in she's one of the 6-digit club members, and in the 10K program, she talks a little bit about this, about what she did. And she positioned it as, when she was very new, that she's opening a new location, which doesn't say I'm brand new. It says I'm opening a new location. It's a little bit of a play, you know, you got to kind of fake it till you make it a little bit in some ways. You're not going to, you know, don't lie to anyone. I'm not suggesting that you lie, but you need to be clever about how you position yourself when you're relatively new, obviously. So that's one thing that I would suggest that you do. But once you get them in and they buy into the fact that, she's opening a new location, so she's offering an amazing, okay, great. I'll take her up on that discount. Now, once you get her, you're going to say, listen, in exchange for this discount, I'm really trying to grow my business in this new location. I could really use your help. So if you're happy with the results, and only if you're happy with the results, you do not have to do this, but if you're happy with the results, I'd like to ask you a favor, and it's sort of in exchange for the discount that I'm going to give you, because I'll give you a great discount, but I would love it if you would help me. Would it be okay with you? Only if you're super satisfied. And of course, they're going to say yes. And you're going to ask them for a review on your Facebook and Google. And if you're going to use Yelp, ask on all 3. You want a review on all 3 of them in exchange for the discount. And you know when you're going to ask them for the review?
Right after I microblade them.
Yes. When they're looking in the mirror and they're like beaming with happiness. That's the exact moment when you're going to ask them to do it. Don't let them leave until they actually do it. And in fact, help them bring it up on their phone to make sure that they do it properly, because some people go on their phone and they don't know how to leave a review. Maybe they've never left a review for anyone before, and they'll leave you a post on your page. Don't let that happen, because once they leave, to try to get them to do it again, it might be difficult. That's one thing. You need reviews. Remember, we talked about you got to have reviews. So that's one of the ways that you're going to get it. And I said that's your compensation. Get your compensation before they leave. The other thing is you need before and after photos. So make sure that they know that since you're giving them a discount, if you don't mind, I'm going to take some, you know, I always take pictures anyway, but if you don't mind, you know, and just take your time, because they're going to be happy to offer that to you, because they got amazing value. They're totally satisfied, and you're offering them this discount. That's part of the compensation. Again, make that clear to them before you even get them in the place. I'd bring that up over the phone, or if you do an initial consultation, I would have that as a subject that you actually take your time with and bring that up and involve that in the conversation. The next is ask them if they wouldn't mind, again, doing a testimonial. Only if you're super satisfied. Oh, I don't like being on camera. Why don't you like being on camera? Because I don't like how my voice sounds. Okay, you don't have to speak. I'll speak. I just need to video your eyebrows. Is that okay? I'll go like this, and I'll say, here we have Jeremy. And Jeremy, did you like your eyebrows? Go like this, Jeremy. Did you like your eye? Boom. You got your video testimonial. You see what I'm saying? Like, think out of the box and just be creative, because it's going to give you more content. And remember what I said, that you're going to be trying to film this as much as possible in your location, because you have a beautiful location. So we do a lot of stuff right here in this location. It's our preferred location where we do stuff, but I also have a home office and I work from home quite a bit. And so when I'm at home, I have to make sure the kids are not home, obviously, when I do this, but I'll do video interviews, I'll do promo videos, and I'll do this stuff from my home office, but I set up my home office beautifully so it's consistent with the impression that we want to make. So anyway, so that's a couple of things, and think about what else you could work in to generating content in exchange for the discount that you're going to offer. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I want you to populate your Facebook and your Instagram and your Google with as much reviews, as much before and after pictures, and then start sending Jose, who's our web development manager, start sending him this content as you accumulate it. He can put up, you can put up a portfolio page. You don't have a portfolio page here yet. Right now, what you have is this before and after section that's on your homepage, which is great. And you're going to want to put your best work there. And as you do better and better work, just contact Jose in Viber on your phone and tell him, hey, Jose, can you please switch out this picture for that picture? Just make sure you're sharing your best stuff as you improve. But I would suggest to you to actually build a portfolio page and then possibly even put testimonials on there. You can make it testimonials and work, or, you know, you'll figure that out, but have a page that's dedicated to your work and testimonials, so people can see, your prospects who you're sending to this page can see and experience what it's like. I also love the idea of doing sort of like behind the scenes content. So you may see, like, we'll literally walk through our academy. Like, we're having a couple of events this weekend. And so we're doing one right here in this location. We'll have, like, I think 14 students in here, and I'll actually go through with my camera and I'll be like, hey, what's up? How's it going today? And I'm recording. You can use the same concept where when somebody walks in, I want you to put yourself in the mind of your prospective customer. They need to trust you. You're going to put a blade on their face. You're going to cut their face. You're going to put ink in their face. They need to trust you, and they need to feel what the experience is like. So instead of them looking at the equivalent of a cold pool and then they have to jump into a cold pool, well, help them sort of wade into the pool gradually and get used to it. And by doing videos where you're taking a lot of video content, showing behind the scenes, saying, hey, Marina's here, and so I'm just on camera right now. I'm recording myself. She doesn't have to speak. I just have to ask her if she minds, if it's okay if I record while she's there. And if you have a good rapport with people, which it seems like you have, I mean, you've been a nurse for a while, you know, it's not a problem. So just get yourself on camera. Hey, Marina's here. We're about to do her brows. And so she was a little concerned about this. And so here's what we did about that concern. If you might be concerned about this, one of the things that you should look for when you're getting microblading done is da, 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 da. So you want to educate, right? And since you're a registered nurse, this is leveraging one of your strengths. So let's leverage that as much as we can. I want you to put out content in addition to before and after pictures, in addition to testimonials. I want you to put out educational content, but don't make it boring educational content. You have to make it fun. Have a good time with it. Joke around with the camera. And so in the beginning, you might not feel comfortable doing it, but just do it 100 times. And you're going to get real comfortable. All right. And when you do it, I suggest you merge entertainment with education and you get edutainment. Edutainment. That's what you get. And that's what you're going to do. Okay. And so this is going to get you followers on Facebook. It's going to get you people who are interested in you. And then when your Facebook page and your Instagram page look more substantial, if you will, that also is going to convey to your prospect, who might come from a referral from that tanning salon manager that you did for a deeply discounted price, and they saw your work on that person's face, and then they're like, oh, here's the business card, let me go check them out. They check out your website. Before they know it, they click the Facebook, and they're getting wrapped up in your content, right? Now you're communicating to them at every touch point. Then when they finally get on the phone with you, they're like, wow, this is the person that I want to get my microblading done from. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you have a variety of ways to generate content. Now, very quickly, with the last like 3 minutes or so that we have, I also suggest you do some offline stuff. Did you have any plans for offline marketing?
Yes, we do.
Okay, you have an idea of particular people or types of businesses or businesses that you're going to go to. Is that right?
Absolutely, yes. We have 2 plans, one that we're doing already, actually 3. So I do modeling on the side, and I get a lot of referrals that way. That's where I got my first consult, was competing in a modeling competition. And one of the models there referred me to another one of their models. And so you'll see her on my Instagram, on my Facebook, where she's posing. You know, it's not a boring picture, just like her eyebrows being mapped. It's her looking cute, and we just use her model status to draw attention to the page. And on my Instagram business page, it says, this post has done 90% better than any of your other pictures. And so I actually called her up today and I said, hey, if it's okay with you, I would really like to boost this post as an ad on Instagram and on Facebook. It's getting a lot of attention. It's doing 90% better. I'll give you a $25 referral incentive for anyone that comes in that mentions, you know, your name through that Instagram post. We also, through modeling, photographers. My photographer, he did the headshot for my website and on my business cards, and he offered to, you know, display the cards in his office, his studio. And I gave him the $25 referral incentive. We do also have another plan that a plan for the future. We haven't done it yet. I kind of don't want to give it away, but there are it's a group of women in the entertainment business. And we just don't want to say who they are. We don't want someone stealing our plan, but we plan to offer, you know, free microblading to the first person that books with us. They're very famous. These groups, we'll just call them models for now. Very, very, very famous, like nationwide. And so we plan to approach them pretty soon before the end of the year. And, you know, we plan to get a picture with them, post it on my Instagram, my Facebook, and, you know, doTERRA Beauty is behind the scenes with such and such, and then we offer them a deal. And when they come into my, you know, studio for the consultation or the microblading, I'm always going to make sure that I'm taking a picture of them with my logo behind them.
Perfect.
It's just perfect because modeling is such a great way, and photographers are great because models just want to look beautiful. They want it to be effortless. They don't want to sit there and dealing with their eyebrows. This one's uneven, this one's not. So microblading is such a great idea to get clients through models, because they get microbladed and then they're going to tell their other modeling friends, you know? So that's kind of my strategy right now, is going through the entertainment business. We want to get models because that model is just going to tell the next model and the next model. So that has been very successful so far with me going through photographers and through models.
Perfect. That's a natural market for you. I love that idea. Tessie Reynolds is one of our 6-Digit Club members, and she's in a small town in Texas. And we did an interview with her in the 10K program that you listened to. And I'm not sure if you caught where she talked about the fact that she was a dental hygienist and a personal trainer. And so she used her target markets to come up with an angle that she based her marketing off of. And it was sweat-proof brows. So she went to all these people with this message of sweat-proof brows. And so I love what you're talking about here, because this is a natural market. You have credibility in this market. You have contacts, you have resources. But one thing that I want to suggest to you, just the last thing that we'll talk about, and then we got to jump here. The last thing is, when I go to your Facebook page, okay, it's beautiful, but it looks empty is the problem, right? 31 people like this, 39 people follow this. So we have to make this as substantial as possible, as quickly as possible. So I would suggest to you to do a like campaign. All right, so a like campaign, first, before you do the like campaign, put up some content. Like I said, edutainment-based content. Edutainment-based content on your page. Put up a couple of posts over a period of a couple of days or so, or a week, and then run a like campaign. Drive traffic to your website just for the purpose of getting likes. That'll enhance your page, okay, and get you going. Once you start to get going, then ask your friends, ask anyone that you have to try to help expand and multiply that message. Your Instagram already has some substance to it with 2,600 followers. So I'm primarily concerned about strengthening your Facebook page, because you're going to find a lot of the people who will become referrals and will find you and be interested in you. They'll find you on Facebook. And remember, you're trying to drive them to your website. And so figure out how to intertwine all of this into your website. Use one platform like Facebook to drive traffic to Instagram. Use Instagram to drive, when you put out posts, drive them to the link in your bio. You see, one thing leads to the next thing, which leads to the website, which leads to you. Okay, so give them a path to get to you. Make it entertaining. Make sure that they feel your personality and that they might like you. They're getting educated, but they're not getting schooled like the teacher, you know? Like they're getting educated by a friend who's really cool and really knows what they're talking about, who's really like, you know, they got it. And the last thing, I would also put up posts of your latex, because your work is actually really good. So I know you haven't done many models yet and you're about to get started doing that, but your latex is really good. So you could also feature other people who are not necessarily in your territory. Just put up their posts and make comments from an authoritative position, like a pundit on a financial show or a pundit on a politics show, a political show. You're a pundit about brows. You're an authority on brows. So you can feature someone else. Here's one of my colleagues who did a beautiful brow. Here's what I love about it. There's an association of credibility. Does that make sense? All right, so all of this is about building your content, which we're building the bridge that leads the people to your website, which is going to generate the customers, which leads to the referrals, which leads to the content, and the whole thing goes in a circle. And I'm going to talk to you in about 2 months. We're going to bring you back on here, and we're going to see how it went. Sound good?
That sounds great. We're excited.
All right, was this helpful for you guys today?
Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. So if you got a lot of value out of this, please share the 6 Digit Club podcast. I would greatly appreciate that. We're trying to reach as many people as we can, and we're trying to bring as many people as we can, as many artists into the 6 Digit Club. So let me just very quickly review a couple of things that we mentioned here today. So let me go over here. So check this out. Here's our website, Microblading Academy USA. But what I want to show you is we talked about, there's a couple of different business building programs that we've created for our students to help them grow. And you don't have to be a student to get this, but this is the program that we were talking about a little bit earlier, which is called the First 10K program. And this program is fantastic. It's a limited time that it's at a crazy, deeply discounted, like 75% off. And it won't be that for forever. So go ahead and get that if you want. That's at microbladingacademyusa.com. You can find it under, come on, Glenn, a little bit faster here. Okay, you can find it under training courses and then business building programs. Also, I have this thing for free business coaching where I give out, I think we have like a series of, I don't know, it's 10 or 12 emails with a bunch of videos in there. I don't know if you guys have subscribed to this, but I suggest that you do. And I go off on a couple of different subjects that will be very helpful in growing your business. And what else did we talk about? We talked about the website. So if you guys are interested in a website, you can go under store. You can select purchase a website. And the same kind of website that we built for Marianne and Jeremy, will be very happy to build the same kind of website for you. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us today. This was really a lot of fun. And I coach like a lot of our students fairly often on these types of subjects. And I'm speaking with so many students all the time. And I'm always like, man, when I get done with that phone call, I wish I recorded that. So this was actually fun to do this for the first time. And if you all think, for those of you who are logged in here, if you thought this was fun and you got benefit from it, please give me like a yes or a thumbs up or a number 1 or something, so I know if I should do this again, if you'd like me to do this again. If you want me to do it again, we will do it again. And put that under the chat. Yeah. All right. So, all right, cool. How do I stop the share? Hold on. There we go. So yes. Okay. All right. So it sounds like you guys found this to be helpful. All right. Awesome. Marianne, Jeremy, you guys kick some butt. I'm proud of you guys. You're doing good. Get certified and you're off to the races. You got all the things in place that you need. And I'm glad you got Jeremy by your side to help you do this. He's going to be an important part of this.
We're excited. Thank you so much for all your help.
Yes,
amazing.
Thank you. You guys are amazing.
You and Claire are just truly
110%
professionals.
excellent customer service. We're so happy to work with you all. Thank you for having us.
All right, cool. And I think you'll probably be ready pretty soon. I would suggest that you wait like at least a month or so till you have a little bit more content on your Facebook and on your website before you actually do the marketing program that we had talked about. So for those of you watching, we have a marketing system. So they're going to do the marketing system, but just wait on that a little bit because I want you to have more substance. So I don't want you to have your phone ringing, you make an appointment, and then they subsequently check you out and they're like, oh, I don't see a lot of stuff here. You know what? I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? Let's try to get more content on there before we go to that.
All right.
Okay. Geez, who's raising their hand? Okay. Who has a question here? I got to go, guys. Hold it. Let me go over our attendees here. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. These are long questions. I got to jump. I got to pick up my son from jiu-jitsu. So, all right, we'll catch the questions on the next one. Ask your questions earlier, not at the last 30 seconds. See you guys, Marianne, Jeremy. Thanks again. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for joining.
All right. Adios. We'll see you soon.